Manchester City are champions-elect after another spellbinding and perfect performance in the Premier League. Today, for me, marks a watershed moment. Pep Guardiola is clear of Jose Mourinho and will go on to have a bigger, better, and more potent legacy in the game of football. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. He looks a resigned man to defeat. Harry Kane, get yourself out of Tottenham Hotspur right now. Do not allow yourselves to be dragged down to the level that they look like they're falling to. Man City, though, absolutely spellbinding, silky ilky, with a performance which probably will see him crowned as player of the season if City continue in this vein. It was easy. There was no imagination from Tottenham. It was simple for City. We're here for the next hour or so, digesting this game, taking your calls. We'll have the panel on very soon with a brand new member today. Hit that like button right now, people. Here we go. Welcome back to the Football Terrace, and what a performance again from Manchester City here in the Premier League. 3-0. They haven't gone behind a goal. They haven't gone behind a goal in a game since they were beaten by Tottenham back in November. Tottenham now sits at 8th in the league on 36 points, 23 games played. City there, well, look at that, 53 points they have. 53 points they have. The swing between Tottenham and Man City in the past few months has been amazing. City now clear favourites to land this title. They had these two back-to-back games in the Premier League against Liverpool and against Tottenham. And not a dent, not a mark on them. They come through it clear. And it was easy. It was absolutely easy. There wasn't a moment in the game, barring the Harry Kane free kick, where you felt Man City looked rattled, they looked troubled. And of course, a big part of that goes down to Pep Guardiola, his style, his system, the way he has his team playing. But Jose Mourinho's team, it is absolutely beyond anti-football. There is no imagination. There is no ideas. There is no passion. There is no togetherness. It is quite simply the worst football I've seen in a long, long time. Listening to Jose Mourinho's interview before the game, the man looks finished. The man looks over it. The man looks past it, like he does not want to be involved in any way, shape, or form. Guardiola, on the other hand, this time last year, he looked devoid. This time last year, he looked like he had had enough, but now rejuvenated. His team is playing scintillating football, brilliant football, oozing confidence. And just think what they've just done to Tottenham and Liverpool in back-to-back weekends. It's more than a message to the rest of the Premier League. There is now a race for top four, a race for second or third, you could argue, but the title is done. It's over. And as I said in my intro, Harry Kane, I'm looking down the lens at you now, Harry Kane. I think you are an astounding football player, one of the best strikers in the world, my favorite striker in the world. Leave Tottenham. Leave Tottenham Hotspur now. Save your legacy, save your career. I know they've done a lot for you. I know you love the football club, but get out. Get out right now, Harry Kane. Otherwise, your legacy, you won't have a legacy. You simply won't have a legacy in football. The goals are there. The quality of you are as a person and as a player is there. But without titles, without trophies, you will not be remembered in the same vein as your contemporaries. You must leave, Harry Kane. There is no more debating this. There's no more talking about it. Harry Kane, you have to slap in a transfer request in the summer. I'm a Man United fan. I'd love you at my club. But get yourself to Liverpool. Get yourself to City, who need a striker, by the way. Get yourself to Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, somewhere. Honestly, you've got more chance of winning trophies at Leicester, and I mean that with all due respect to Leicester, than you do Tottenham. There is no doubt about it in my mind whatsoever. You've got to get out of there, Harry Kane. right now. Point blank, right now, you have got to go. You've got to go. Second thing that has to happen at Tottenham, they've got to get rid of Jose Mourinho. He doesn't want to be there. He quite simply doesn't want to be there. The body language, the anguish that he shows. He's sort of, I don't give a damn in press conferences and in interviews before games. Quite simply doesn't. It was do you know what it reminds me of? It's like the cat that got the cream, but the cream was already sour. You know, Daniel Levy's wanted Jose Mourinho for years. He finally gets him. I finally got my man. I finally got the person that I want. Just to realize, it was more of, it was lust, not love. It was lust, not love. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. We've got some super chats here, but before we do them, please smash the like button. First one says, pray for Eleanor Gundogan. Yeah, listen, he was class again today. Going to be one of the players of the season. There's no doubt about it. Marble Halls TV says, no love lost for Spurs from me, but not just Jose issues. They've got some bare dead ballers. Lloris is past it. Aurier, Dyer, Winks, Sissoko, Davis, rubbish. And I agree with that. Those players are definitely past their best. But they need a manager to galvanize them at the very least. And they sign new players in the summer. How many of them have come up trumps? Pav here says, Man City showing Tottenham a preview of what's to come in the final. Monsieur Armes says, if United lose or draw, might as well hand City the title. I'm not even going to lie to you. If the Premier League announced tomorrow morning that they're going to hand the title to City tomorrow, I wouldn't complain. I personally wouldn't complain about it one little bit. Not one little bit at all. It is done. It is absolutely done. Bear with me 1 second while I type this in here. And then we go again. I want to hear more from you, though. Another super chat coming here. We need to, before we get the panel on, people, 1,000 likes, bare minimum. So get that done right now for me, please. Keep hitting it. Keep sharing this on your social media platforms as well. Jerome says, trust me, Terry, if I had that defense, I would look like Jose and I would have the passion sucked out of me. This team needs a major overhaul because we have so many dead wood players. Harrison Lang here says, Terry, if any Spurs fan says their squad isn't good enough, remind them they had 7 players in the Man United squad, combined 11 at the start of the season, yet Jose's squad is failing him and Ollie's is carrying him. Listen, that's my whole point here. I definitely think Tottenham, you make a great point there, Harrison. Tottenham do need new players. There is no doubt about that. But this sudden notion that, it's all because he's got dead wood, all because he doesn't have the right quality of players, for me, is an absolute madness. So much of this is Jose Mourinho's tactics, and so much of this is Jose Mourinho's toxicity as a manager. You can see it, you can feel it, it's palpable. Absolutely palpable. Mohammed here, one of our members, says, Tottenham will win nothing. That, my friend, is almost a certainty. Man Lucky Gal here says, didn't Tottenham win the league in November? What happened? I think they need to talk to Fulham and Brighton and them, man. Is what's being said there. Blue Media FC says, bow down to Gundogan. Listen, Gundogan, for me, he'll be player of the year this season if he continues in this vein. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Although I think Bruno Fernandes overall has had a better season as a player, when you're doing it in the team that wins the title, which is what City are going to do, he will win it. And I think he'll be a worthy winner, no doubt. CFC Nathaniel here says, oh, City... and says England is blue. Well, right now, that is certainly true. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Edison over Thiago is what Jason Jordan thinks. This is where it got peaked today for Tottenham. This is where it was peaked today for Tottenham. The goalkeeper, your opposition goalkeeper, got an assist against you. One of the first things you learn about football, especially from a defensive point of view, is never let the ball bounce. Davinson Sanchez, absolute clown. Clown, Davinson Sanchez. Clown of a player. Embarrassment. Do we give the title the special one to Pep? It's a really good point. I said it in my build-up, and I stand by what I've said. In my humble opinion, Guardiola is clear of Jose Mourinho. He's clear of him as a manager. I was looking at... At the end of the day, what it's going to boil down to is titles here, right? So as it stands right now in their careers, it's simple. I wrote this down yesterday. 8 league titles each. 11 cups to Pep, 10 to Jose. 2 Champions Leagues each. Pep's done 4 doubles to Jose's 1. Pep's done 1 treble, as in the treble, because we don't count the domestic treble, the treble, and so's Jose. So it's pretty even as it stands. But how you know that Pep Guardiola is clear is simple. He's still progressing. He is going to win probably at least 2 more trophies, if not 3 or 4 this season. He is going to pull clear, and he isn't done. Jose's at the end of the road. Jose's got nowhere else to go. He's level with him for now. But within the next 5 years, Guardiola's going clear. Guardiola is going clear. And as far as I'm concerned, I thought Pep was done at City, not done as a manager, just done at City. The way he's turned things around, the way he has rejuvenated this City team is absolutely brilliant. And it's one of the kind of boxes that was never ticked. It was never ticked under Pep Guardiola, that he had a team that wins, dips, and then he can get them back to winning again. And he's doing it this season. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. He will, in the end up with almost double the amount of trophies that Jose Mourinho does in elite level leagues. I don't care. Jose goes off to America and wins stuff, or goes to Southeast Asia or Australia and starts winning trophies. I don't want to hear about that nonsense. I'm talking about the creme de la creme, top 4, top 5 leagues in Europe. He ain't going to be doing it. Why don't you ever have City fans on your channel? We'll be having City fans on very soon. We're doing some work with some behind the scenes, but when we share the link, whoever wants to phone in can phone in. We're going to put that link out there for you now. I know a lot of people as well are talking about the penalty. It wasn't a pen. It wasn't a pen. It wasn't a pen. For me, it was a stonewall penalty, 110% a penalty and a foul. But equally, does it even matter anymore? Spurs were that bad. I actually think Spurs are so bad at football under Jose, I'm quite happy for the FA to cheat them. I don't know. For me, morality-wise, I don't care. It's so diabolical. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Pep Guardiola destroys Jose. He's clear of Jose. Harry Kane, does he need to leave Tottenham? And Silky Ilky, is he player of the season? They are the talking points on tonight's show. We've got the panel coming up in about 15, 20 minutes time. David, KJ, Eleanor are all backstage. We're going to get them on very, very soon. We've also got a new member on the panel tonight. Name's Aiden. Really excited to have him on the show. He'll be with us in about 20 minutes or so as well. So I want to hear from all of you. CFC Nathaniel says, City have a serious manager and squad. We aren't bottlers, unlike others down the road. Yep, you could definitely call Man United that right now, and you need to banter it. It's as simple as that. What does this one say? Terry chats so much. Well, you're here watching, bro. And if you think I chat rubbish, I'm very cool, calm, and collected. You can say that. When I share the link in a few moments on the Discord server, let's see, not so much shit you talk, but let's see how many balls you've got. Let's see how big your cojones are, my friend. All right? Let's see how big they are, and if you'll phone the show and challenge me on something. I bet you don't. I bet you don't. Anita and Aiden have just joined backstage. So we've got our panel backstage ready for you all in about 15 minutes time. So stay with us. It's going to be fiery. It's going to be amazing. We're going to get them on for you very, very soon. Man like Latimus Prime is there as well. We're going to keep doing your super chats. Anita looks so happy. Look, I'm going to put her face on for us. Look at that. She looks so happy. We'll have the panel for you very soon, ladies and gents. I'm going to share the link for you to call in now. I'm going to put it into the comment section because I don't have Discord open and I'm being a little bit lazy. So phone in now. Have your say. I want to hear from you after Spurs get destroyed again. And you better come with something. You better come with a point. You better come with something to say. I don't just want to hear some generic, oh, I want him out. I want this, I want that. If you're monotone, if you're boring, you're done. I'm being blunt with you today. If you're boring, you're out of here. It's as simple as that. First on the show, we've got Chris. Chris, welcome to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say, Chris?
Yeah, like I want to say about the Harry Kane. I think like it's better to move on with. It's better for him to leave the club because like I can't see Tottenham going in new direction. It's the team is literally built up on Harry Kane and Son. Without them, like their team is just an bang average team.
Mate, I agree with you. Harry Kane has to leave. He will never have a legacy in football without winning trophies. And It's just not going to happen at Tottenham. And by the
Like
time they
remember, like 3 years before, like he said, like he needs to. I want to win Premier League. I want to win Champions League, even FA Cup, everything. But nothing is going to happen in Spurs. Just like 4 years back, I remember he said in an interview like he wants to win everything. I don't think it's happening. It's now 4 years now. Still nothing is happening.
110. You're absolutely right, Chris. Thank you very much for coming on and having your say. Harry Kane must leave. He must go. There's no doubt. Next up, CFC Alex is with us. What you saying, Alex?
Yo, Terry, you all right? All good?
I'm very well, mate. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Look, I was watching the game today, and just look, I think that this is maybe the old City that we saw maybe 2-3 seasons ago, where they're just they look like they can just score any types of goals. They seem so much dominant against other teams, and they're scoring lots of goals at the moment. They're keeping clean sheets, and the defense is looking good. So I think I think the title is there. Is there to lose, and with the Harry Kane situation, like, look, he's like probably second best striker in the world at the moment. And if he really wants to kind of look back in his career and like think, okay, yeah, I've scored all these goals, but I haven't won any trophies. It's just even Son, like all these players. If Mourinho doesn't win a trophy this season, there's going to be a lot of questions asked to players to think about. What do I want to do in my career? Do I want to stay at Tottenham where they won't win a trophy, or do I want to move to a bigger club, maybe not in the Prem, maybe in another league, and actually go and win a trophy? And that's the kind of the question kind of should be put to kind of even Ndombele. Like Ndombele, he's a class player. Like even I can tell, and he's very young. And this Spurs
no,
just
Alex, I hear you, bro. I completely hear you. He needs to leave. He needs to cement the legacy. On Man City, they're just looking astoundingly good. The way they're moving the ball, how they're defensively sound. There was a few breakaways today where Spurs were on the counter and they blocked off all the passing lanes. There was nowhere to move the ball. Mella had to go backwards. Harry Kane had to go backwards. It's just simply brilliant. And do you know what I love about Pep Guardiola's system? You get all the eye test merchants. All they really care about is passing and moving and how good the football looks. The best attribute of Guardiola's teams is their work rate, how hard they press, how hard they run, the directions that they go in. And without that, it falls apart. And that, for me, is standout. It really is. Alex, thank you very much for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it. Next on the show is Mansour Ahmed. Before we go to Mansour, actually, another super chat here that says, I hear that Kane needs to go, but who can afford him right now? It's a great question. Kane should force the move. If Kane forces the move, it drops his valuation. Get yourself out of there, Kane. I know it sounds a little bit harsh to Tottenham, but at the end of the day, Tottenham need a rebuild. A rebuild could take them 3 seasons to get to a point, 4 seasons to get to a point where they can win a major trophy. Harry Kane ain't got that long. I don't think Harry Kane's ankles have got that long, let alone the rest of his body. So he needs to get himself out of that football club now. He deserves to win something with the quality of player that he is. I'm an older man than most of you tuning in. I remember watching the likes of, honestly, Matt Letizier's politics annoy me nowadays. But when it comes to Matt Le Tissier as a player, I want to smack him in the mouth. Even with Alan Shearer. I know you won a Prem, Shearer. And I know you went back to your boyhood club, Newcastle. But what a dumb mistake it was. Like, Alan Shearer would have gone down as one of the world's greatest ever strikers. Like, undeniably. It would have been an undebatable conversation, top 5, if it had gone to a Man United, if it had gone to an Arsenal, if it had gone to a team that actually won things. You need to do it, Harry Kane. You don't want to end up like these guys with just some nice records. But at least Shearer actually won a trophy. Like, actually won a league title once. You've got to do something, no doubt. Mansour Ahmed's on the show. He's a Liverpool fan. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, like I said, City, you might as well just take the title now because you've just won it. I'm going to make a claim here. I think this season could be the better season than the Centurion. You look at the start they had and now how they're churning out results. It's amazing. I mean, I think Silky Ilky, he's stepped up his game since Kevin De Bruyne got injured. And this, for me, is probably City's best season, better than the Centurion, better than when they retained it. And it puts them in a good position as well, Terry, because if they're like 10 points clear of United, they can rest a lot of some of the players and play the Champions League, which is the main target for them. So, you know what, City, credit to you guys. That's all I can say.
No, I agree with you, Monster. Thank you very much for coming and having your say. This City team look devastating. They could do a treble. They could do a quadruple. It's certainly on right now. There's no doubt about it. Next up on the show, we've got man like Jem. Jem's with us. Jem's a Chelsea fan. What you saying, mate?
She caught me off guard. You know that. I was about to show my camera. Doing my hair and everything in the mirror. Fuck's sake. What am I doing here? 1 second. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. What did you make of the City performance today?
Unbelievable, really, isn't it? Like, it wasn't a surprise that they beat Spurs. Let's be serious. The whole 3-0 win wasn't, again, a massive surprise. I expected them to actually beat them. But for me, it just goes back to, with Spurs, it goes back to the whole situation of what we've been saying. If Harry Kane and Son do not turn up, they struggle. They generally struggle. There's no one else. The quality between where Kane is and Son, and then when you remove them, is so low, bro. It's literally, there's no one there to step up. There's no one even near their level. Do you know what I mean? To step up and try and score goals.
Can you do me a favor? You've got your microphone in your hand, not in your ear, and it's rubbing in your hand. And it's there we go. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I hear you on that. And I mean, City absolutely destroyed them today. There's no doubt. When it comes to Tottenham, do you see this turning around under Joe? I mean, you're a Chelsea fan, so you've seen Jose's things go wrong. Do you see him turning it around under him, or is it almost curtains?
It's curtains, bruv. I mean, I feel sorry for Jose Mourinho. I've said it before. I actually genuinely think that he's coaching a squad of players that are just not good enough. I think personally, they're just, like I said, the level is there's too much of a big dip in terms of level. The defense is poor. Lloris has made it very clear that he's had enough. I mean, the 2 goals that he conceded today were calamities, bruv. They were calamities. Like, they were straight at him. Do you know what I mean? Basic goalkeeping errors. And, you know, even the midfield, like, there was lots of talks about Ndombele being this world-class midfielder. You know, for me, again, he isn't. He just isn't. I'm sorry. He's not good enough. You know, he's good in individual games, but when it comes to the big games, where is he? Where is he? You know, so for me, it's just a big drop off.
In defense of some of these Spurs players, is I've seen all of them, even the Lucas Mouras and the Eric Lamellas. I've seen them all play better football. I've seen them all pass the ball better, working better patterns, working better shapes under Maurizio Pochettino. For me, it's a combination of some of them being past their best, but equally Jose Mourinho's system, style, and attitude towards football it's just finished. You know, to coin the great Ransom Bance, it's just fossil football.
Dead. Absolutely dead. And to be honest, like you said, I think they just need to start from the bottom. A bit like Arsenal, you know. They need to get rid of the deadwood players, buy some players. If they're not going to buy some players, look at the reserves, look at some of the young players, get them in and maybe get a manager that's going to work with them and build up from there. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you completely, mate. Jem, thanks for coming on, mate.
See you later,
chat tomorrow, no doubt. Speak to you soon, mate. All the best. 5 minutes, we're getting a panel on people. So make sure you stay tuned with the Football Terrace. Smash the like button. If you, by the way, you might be a Spurs fan feeling a bit under the weather today. Remember, we're still sponsored by Manscaped. So you can get 20% off your ball. These are called ball wipes. They keep you fresh. They keep you dandy. Individually wrapped wipes. You're out and about, not at the moment, but you might be going out in a few weeks when Boris says we can. Might be going to meet a girl, a guy, whatever your preference and all that. And you take these with your ball wipes, 20% off. As well as that, this stuff's amazing when you feel under pressure. Ball bag deodorant. I'm going to put it up close so you can see it. See that there? Get 20% off your ball bag deodorant. Imagine that. I love the brazenness of it. Do you know what I mean? Let's do. Oh, there we go. Back in focus. We're going to go to Timmy. Timmy's on the line now. Timmy, welcome to the Football Terrace. What are you saying?
I'm a United fan, and I just wanted to say that City dominated the game. We have to talk about City.
Bro, I definitely think you're under the age of 16. You have to be over 16 to call into the Football Terrace. Thank you very much indeed. Next up, we're going to have... Who are we going to get? We're Lamin. We're Lamin. I love this guy. Lamin, welcome back to the Terrace, bro. What are you saying?
Hi, Terry. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. So, I know I banter Tottenham a lot, yeah, but watching this game, I actually felt sorry for them. Like, it actually feels like, you know, I'm not going to go too hard on Tottenham because it's going to feel a bit like kicking a man when he's down. But looking at the whole team, I think Tottenham have a deep mentality issue, and it goes from the boardroom level down all the way to the players. Their lack of ambition, is just disgusting, because these men have showed. I look at Leicester City, for example, and I look at the players that Tottenham have, I think Tottenham should be able to at least compete on that sort of level. Like, they have players good enough. I'm not having this, oh, our players are not good enough, because I'm a Chelsea fan. I would take at least 3 players from Tottenham right now. I can't say the same thing about Arsenal. Like, I'll happily take Kane, I'll take Son, and I will take now Ndombele. Now, for the rest of the squad, I don't know so much. But I said it before, Harry Kane needs to leave definitely for his own legacy. I think even Son might need to leave, because they are showing no ambition to win anything. And it's coming from the boardroom level. They keep shopping at, like, it's like buying as the value products and expecting to compete. That's what the Tottenham board's been doing, really. Whereas you have the the top teams do their shopping at Waitrose. So it's just levels to it. So you got to look at the board.
It's long been said about Tottenham that they have sort of a champagne appetite but have lemonade money. And there's nothing wrong with Asda's own brand. I bought a lot of that myself. I'm an Aldi shopper now, so there's nothing wrong with that. But don't try and pass it off as premium, because it just ain't. Do you know what I mean? It ain't going to cut the mustard. Listen, Lamin, appreciate you coming on, having your say, bro. Really, really enjoy. One more call, then the panel's on, people. They all look eager to come on. And Prime looks like he's got a shirt on, bruv. Prime looks like he's just been funeral or something. I don't know. Like, he looks serious. And he looks angry. And there's no hood. There's no glasses. There's a shirt on. Have you been on a date, Prime? Have you been on a date? Can you imagine? Let's get Aaron on the show. Aaron's a Donny fan. What are you saying?
Oh, mate, watching that was actually good, because it meant that Spurs were just as bad as defending as we were today. We lost 4-1. I messaged you, Terry. I said we lost 4-1, so it's good to see someone defend just as bad for a change. Mate, first of all, I've got a question for Eleanor when the panel comes on. I've got a good question for Eleanor. It's about manager replacements, and I'd love to get her thoughts on this and other panel's thoughts on this, if I'm allowed to stay on. But looking at both sides today, I've got to say that Spurs were just very under par today. And I think we all said it with Kane and Son. Without them, the rest of the team are just very, very average. And, you know, look at that defence. Davinson Sanchez, is he past his best years? Probably. Harry Kane and Heung-min Son, I think, could walk into that Barcelona project. I think they're the only 2 players from Spurs that would walk in at Barcelona and play with the likes of Messi and Ter Stegen and people like that, because at the minute Kane and Son are carrying this team. And like I said earlier, I think Man City are just slapping teams up left, right and centre during that Centurion, just like that Centurion year. And like I said, I've got a big question for Eleanor about manager replacements and put a few names out there, if I can stay past the panel. I can't be honest.
You can send those questions into us, mate, and we'll do that. Listen, Aaron, I appreciate you coming on, having your say, mate. We'll chat to you again soon, bro. Thank you very, very much indeed. Sop, man. We're going to get the panel on now. I know you're eager to hear from them. Ellen actually messaged. She hadn't got a camera. I don't know what's going on. I just think it might have all just hit home. We've got Aiden making his debut tonight. He was going to be making his debut Monday evening, but I like the cut of this guy's jib. I really, really do. I've never seen this on the football terrace. Doncaster Rovers are getting stick in the chat, bruv. And Samuel, what are you doing, bruv? What is that, Samuel? Take that off your head, bruv. Jesus Christ. Just see you come on with that on your noggin, mate. Let's get the panel in. Let's do this, people. Smash that like button. Let's go. Yes. Welcome back to the terrace, everyone. Eleanor, how are you? You're muted.
There's actually nothing more I can say than what I've already said. For me, just as I said, just as KJ said, I would rather go down looking like a fool than go down looking like a coward, and that's probably the most accurate thing you'll hear today. For me personally, we lost 3-0 with not even trying. So why not try? What's the difference? I don't care. I genuinely don't care how much we're losing by. That don't bother me. We've lost the game in the end. Like, we've already lost. So why does it matter how much you're losing by? Could anyone explain to me why it matters how much you're losing by if you've lost already?
Goal
like
difference.
it just but it doesn't matter realistically. I would rather see my team have a go than see my team not have a go and still losing 3-0. To me, that's us playing safe. That's bloody embarrassing. That's all I'll say. That's us playing safe and that's us scared. That's great. That's fantastic. For me, it really doesn't bother me. If I'm going to lose 12-0, but at least I fucking went out there and I went, then cool. But if I'm going to lose 3-0 looking like we can't even get into that side of the pitch, and that's okay, because as long as we didn't try, we didn't get embarrassed. I think 3-0 looking like you're scared is more embarrassing, but that's the way I view it. That's me. That's the way I view it.
Okay, listen. I'm just enjoying seeing the passion. I want to say a quick hello here to Aiden making his debut on the terrace. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yeah, very, very good indeed. I mean, we've just witnessed there Pep Guardiola dismantle Jose's Tottenham team. I mean, what did you make of both team performances tonight?
Well, to be honest, Jay, I think it was a combination of both City looking incredible. I think this is the best City team we've seen in a while, obviously since the Centurions. And I think it was also a combination of the fact that Spurs have been like this for a while now. I think when results like this happen, it's often not one team dominating or one team being poor. It's a combination of both. And, watching Spurs today, it was so clear to see the difference in not only the press, but the energy, the speed at which the ball was knocked around. The Spurs players didn't seem to look like they knew what they were going to do. I think City players, they knew what they were going to do 2 or 3 passes in advance. And it just looked like complete levels. And I think it's curtains for the rest of the league with City. And I think this isn't a statement just to the league. I think this is a statement to Europe, because to be honest, who's going to stop them winning the Champions League apart from Bayern? Who is actually going to stop them? They could easily win a quad this year, and that's completely feasible. I think the way Pep's reinvigorated the team, made them play this absolute champagne football. Gundogan's playing well. They got Aguero to come back. De Bruyne is not even playing. I can't, as a Man United fan, it's horrible to see. So I can't sing Pep's praises enough, really, as painful as it is. And I think Jose, mate, wow, bad.
I hear that. We've got a few questions from the audience for you. They want to know, are you related to Diogo Jota?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, when I was on the United stand, bare people used to say he's like that Jota. So I used to get that a lot still.
Yeah, no, you do. You do look like a lot like him. KJ's with us. KJ, I mean, Jose Mourinho, we know your thoughts on him. You know, Osama bin Jose, you call him, or Osama bin whatever.
Jose bin Laden, bro. He needs to go back to man needs to go back to the caves and regroup.
Shut up, KJ. Shut up, KJ.
Yeah, listen, Prime, you're in that shirt because it's his funeral, bro. That's why you're wearing that shirt today. You've been crying out there because man's been put to rest, bro. That's what it is, fam. You're out there being up in church and with the eulogy, man out there with the tears and that. I see you, Prime. Don't act like I can't see you, fam. It's okay, my brother. It's okay. He will come back again. You know what I'm saying? But he just needs, all he needs to do is go back to the caves. Go back to the caves, regroup, get the rest of your band of how many mandem you got, reschedule, replan, and go again somewhere else there is in England.
KJ, question.
The time of terrorizing England is over. It's done.
Question.
You can't terrorize England no more.
Question.
What are you saying, Jose Sexual?
If Jose is this terrorist, and I asked you in the group chat, you said you are the CIA, what am I meant to be then?
You are the sympathizers. You them simps, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what you are, fam. Out there giving out information. You are mole.
That's what you are. Just a second here. I was want to stop everyone. I'm going to put you in complete large on here. The transformation of Prime on this channel since we've all been working with him. Who remembers his first haircut on this channel? Look,
the quiff.
This man had that sort of Japanese comic book hairstyle. He had a side parting in his head. Man's now got some sideburns. He's got a little goatee thing going on. Honestly, bruv, you're looking good out here. You're looking good out here, Prime.
Yeah, man's looking like a church drummer, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play drums, blood.
That's uncle. That's an uncle there. That's not like a friend. That's uncle.
You do, bruv. You look like one of the. Yeah, you do, bruv. You look like a guy that used to go to the church right near my house. I respect that. Listen, Neats. I got to come to you. These Spurs fans are begging for anyone but Jose Mourinho, Harry Redknapp or whatnot. Are you starting to understand where they're coming from? See performances like we have in the last 5 days.
I can never understand it. I will never understand it because other managers like Harry and who else? There was a shout for Alan Pardew, and I'm just like, this is a step back. It's not even just one step back, it's like 10 steps back, yeah. But I get the frustration, yeah, because we've all been there. We've all been there where we've had to grind out matches like this. Like, it's been a bag of rubbish. We get it, like, we've been there, yeah. But at the same time, if you go to any of these other managers, you're gonna be playing good football, yeah, nice silky football. but you're still gonna be losing. Now, when it comes to today's performance, right? It's Man City. The way Man City have been playing these last couple of weeks, couple of months even, has been formidable. I don't know if anyone expected an actual W here. Like, the second I saw this draw come up, I said, City's going to win. I'm so sure a lot of City fans knew that they were, a lot of Spurs fans knew that they were not going to win today. So I don't like this whole, it's the way we played, blah, 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 because y'all played like this a couple months ago and beat City this way. It is your players. I'm so sorry. You guys just aren't good enough to keep it up. And it's so sad because I actually thought that...
But Anita, wasn't it the same players that won 2-0 as well?
Yeah, it was more or less the same players. That's the problem. They're keeping up this style of play. They can't do it. And fair enough to them. They don't want to do it. Fine. But at the same time, that's not a Jose problem because they won with it. They won with it. They won 2-0 against City playing this type of football. But today, they just weren't clicking. Why is that? That's between them. Literally, yeah. When they won against City 2-0, Harry and Son had the match of their lives. Like, it was amazing. And they sat back after they got 2-0. They sat back. And the thing is, right, sitting back, it doesn't always win you matches. It doesn't always lose you matches. But today you played Manchester City, who are in amazing shape. If Chelsea had played this way against Man City, last year or at the beginning of the year? If Chelsea played this game this way at the beginning of the year, I would have been more happy than us going out there looking like bums. You know what we look like? We look like we tried our hardest and still got spanked. That's what we look like. We tried our hardest and still got an F on the test.
It depends how you want to, again, it depends how you want to look at it. If you want to go out there and be like, oh, I didn't lose hard today, that's a loser. The losers, as you said, they're losers, fam. And it depends how you want to lose. If I'm a loser, I'd rather lose my hardest, trying to get a hit in, trying to get at least one goal, and then be done with it. But if you want to be but if you want to be safe and you don't want to lose by how many goals, that's cool. That's your prerogative, isn't it? That's up to you. I'd rather fight.
Doesn't that kind of feed into a loser mentality, though? It kind of does, in the sense where you are fighting, but your best still isn't enough. Exactly. It kind of feeds into that loser mentality.
But Anita, it depends how you look at it. Again, both are losing. You can see it as, oh, you're a loser because you're just trying, you're never gonna win. Or you're losing by saying, I'm not even gonna touch them, so I'm not even gonna try and touch them. You know what I'm saying? There are two ways to look at it. I would, as I said, David, I would rather, if I was a Spurs fan, I said this when Jose was at United, I'd rather see us try. The game plan was to sit back, counter, and go. We went 2-0 down. Cool, innit? 2-0 down, the plan weren't working. Change it up then. Go for it then. You got nothing else to lose. You're still losing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nothing more needs to be said. Nothing more needs to be said. He said everything.
I think on the performance, nothing else does need, but we know what Jose Mourinho is and what he has become. We're going to go back to City in a minute. There's a side issue. I want to go to Aiden on this. Harry Kane. I fervently believe that he has to get himself out of Tottenham to cement a genuine legacy within football. There isn't a player I can think of who has a world-renowned level legacy who hasn't won major trophies. Do you think it's time for Harry Kane to seek apply services elsewhere, or do you think he can still become this superstar at Tottenham?
I think he needs to go. I think there's clubs that could take him. Like I think European football at the moment, there's not many serious clubs. Compare it to mid 2000s, it's probably Bayern and City. Liverpool probably will eventually after the summer get back to it, but there's still projects out there that he could do well in. Barcelona are looking for a Suarez replacement. Real Madrid need a Benzema replacement. It might be Haaland, but we don't know yet. He's going to have a lot of competition for him. Man United might even be in the running for a striker. So I think that he needs to leave. The thing that people say separates people like Harry Kane from Lewandowski is the fact that Harry Kane doesn't turn up in the big games. And I do agree with that to an extent, but I feel like when you're surrounded by players that don't anyway, and you don't really get those platforms anyway, how are you even going to get the chance to? Even if he scores a hat-trick versus City there, is that really going to be remembered like Lewandowski scoring in the final? It's not. So I think that Harry Kane, for someone of his ability, has to leave, because this is going to get worse at Spurs before it gets better. And I'll tell you that. And with Jose, I heard someone say it today. They said he is more obsessed with not losing than he is with winning. And I think that sums up Jose perfectly. And when you got a manager like that with someone as talented as Harry Kane, mate, you just need to leave. You don't want to be another Alan Shearer. You have to go to win something and be remembered because he's European like renowned. So he needs to go, in my opinion. I agree.
I agree. El, obviously you're a Spurs fan. You wouldn't want to lose Harry Kane, but you obviously love and respect him. Would you endorse his leaving to go and win?
I understand. Like, our board doesn't have ambition to go and get players that can win leagues and win titles. We might win the odd cup here, and not that we have, but I mean in general with other managers, because I do put that on Poch. We might actually win a few cups here and there, but that's not good enough for a player of Harry Kane's like standard. So I understand he's got to leave to go win league titles and Champions Leagues, and he's the player to do that. So it makes total sense. Like, at the end of the day, our board have zero ambition. We are not going to go and buy players that are going to be able to help him out and actually get players that can actually win things with him. He's a big fish in a small pond right now. If he want, he can stay and create a Tottenham legacy, but he's not going to create much in the world of football. He'll create something in the club, but not in the world of football. So because our board have zero ambition, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't hold him I wouldn't hate him if he goes and leaves. Like, I genuinely.
What about you? Sorry, David. What's your thoughts on it, mate? I mean, Chelsea need a new striker. Harry Kane to Chelsea.
No, God, no. Leave that. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. Anita. I'm thinking of a different blonde fellow from Germany. All right, I don't want Harry. I don't want Harry. Okay, I don't want Harry. I think he's great. I think he's the only world-class player at Spurs. I've said it. I've been saying it. He's the only one who is world-class there. Son is not world-class. Son's not world-class. Lloris is not world-class. Toby's past it now. Yeah, if I was him, I would have left 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when I, at least had some ankles, so teams wouldn't be so hesitant to buy me. But now it's like, if I'm Harry Kane and I say I want to leave, who's actually going to buy me? Because Real Madrid don't have the money really. Barcelona don't have the money really. You can go to United, but are you really going to be? Is it really that massive step up to where you're winning leagues and Champions Leagues to actually establish yourself consistently? Because he's already old enough. Probably not. He's either gonna have to go City or Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich have Lewandowski, so it doesn't really make sense. The only place he can really go is City, but why not? I mean, I would leave, but if he went to City, oh my God, the number of goals he would score.
I think there are places for him, though. There are places for him. Like you said, everybody wants Haaland because of the age. I think people see Haaland scoring like Lewandowski, he's scoring like Kane, but he's got the age, he's got that youthful exuberance about him. However, not everyone's going to land him. So he can only go to one club. And as you've mentioned, there are 3 or 4 teams that need out-and-out strikers. I look at Liverpool, I look at City, I look at Chelsea and United. All 4 of them are options, in my opinion, for Harry Kane. And I know Spurs fans wouldn't like to see him go to Chelsea, but look, stranger things have happened in football. Sol Campbell went to Arsenal. So to act like it can't happen or it won't happen, I think is wrong. KJ, from your point of view, do you think the right thing for Kane to do is leave? And where do you see him plying his trade and winning trophies to cement his legacy?
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, dump these losers, fam. You know what I'm saying? Get out of there, bro. You know when you're a 10 out of 10 and then your man is just one of these bums, fam, that can't even buy you a nice little flowers for Valentine's Day. Well, listen, Harry Kane, yeah, you're a 10 out of 10. Leave them bums, fam. Leave
KJ,
them.
why can't you elevate your man, though?
Because he ain't got no peas. Where the peas at? Get your money up. You know what I'm saying? Run the coins up, my brother. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. So
why
can't go.
Prime, there's only so much a trim. A trim can only take you so high. It can only
ignore what I said. Move on. Ignore what I said.
No. Anyway, listen. The places there you can go. Yeah, like you got. I think you know what. Yeah, Liverpool. You've got this Mbappe money. Yeah, the Mbappe money ain't gonna be getting you Mbappe because he ain't going nowhere. Man, staying in Paris, fam. Like, it is what it is. Go and get Harry Kane. He can do what Firmino does. He can do what Firmino does and score goals. And with all that around him, he wouldn't be getting so many injuries because he wouldn't have to do much. If Klopp got Harry Kane and said to him, bruv, just circle around the box just in front of the 18-yard box, cool, innit? Let Salah and Mane do the running up and down. Let the midfield do the ball chasing. You just there to potentially sometimes link play and be on the end of chances. You telling me they wouldn't destroy the league? Listen, I think personally, the two best places for Harry Kane is Liverpool or City. I would hate him to see him at both. But yeah, I think it's the league.
I agree. I mean, I watched Liverpool's game today along with everybody else. If Harry Kane was in Firmino, I know Firmino set up an amazing goal, but the chances that even now where Liverpool are struggling, they have in the box, Harry Kane would lap that up. He'd absolutely lap it up. It'd be like shooting fish in a barrel. There's no doubt. We have some super chats to go through here. First one from Yes Sir, who says, there's the reality. Sorry, where's that on this movie? He goes, there's the reality people say, sorry, keeps moving. There's the reality people say no one is bigger than your club. Jose is quite literally bigger than Tottenham Football Club. He's too big for them, is what Yazira has got to say. Lamin says, scrap Haaland and bring Kane to Chelsea. That's a Chelsea fan who wants Kane over Haaland. Jerome here, who's a Tottenham fan, says, Harry Kane. Oh, I said, KJ must have had that on his screen. It's gone past mine. That's cool. Says, Harry Kane is a winner, but he's going to take him. Who is going to take him and who can promise him game time every game? Would hate to see him destroying himself and ruin his career at another club at the expense of a trophy. I don't agree. I think if he goes to a City, I think if he goes to a Liverpool, a United, a Chelsea, a Bayern, he plays for these teams. He plays for these teams. He scores goals for these teams. He wins trophies for these teams. And remember with Harry Kane, he can also drop deeper. He can also move into that kind of 10 sort of secondary striker role. He's actually a baller. He isn't just, no disrespect to these players I'm about to name, but the Ian Wrights, the Michael Owens, the Robbie Fowlers, the Andy Coles, they were great finishers, but I wouldn't have called them amazing overall football players. Harry Kane is. Harry Kane can cut it with the very best when it comes to here says, feel like Man City would go after João Felix. Who's that name on there? I can't remember.
Lautaro Martinez. What a player.
No, he is. Okay, that is okay, cool. I don't know much about him. Everyone's telling me that he's amazing. Is he amazing? I don't know. I don't watch him.
Very good player.
Wanted him for 80 million.
Very good player.
There we go. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Alex coming on very, very soon. So stay tuned with us. He's sitting backstage. We're going to be getting him and a gal on when we refresh some of the panel. Only place I can see Kane going is Paris Saint-Germain because they are the only club that can afford him, and Levy will sell him for a ransom fee.
They're too busy using their P's for Neymar and Mbappe, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't buying no Harry Kane.
I don't think Harry Kane's going there either. I don't think winning the league in France does that cement into your legacy either. Yeah, exactly. In my opinion, I don't think it does. We're going to refresh the panel a little bit here. Prime, David, thank you both very much for coming on.
I'm also gone too.
All right, KJ, no worries, bro. I'll speak to you in a bit. I'll keep David in. Yeah, that's cool. We're going to throw in Alex here. We're going to throw in Gal here. Alex, is your wish almost true? And Jose is going to be on his way out soon. You must be happy with losing because Jose is nearly gone.
I don't know what you're talking about, Terry. I'm going to have a nice chicken rice and peas dinner today, so I'm quite happy at the moment. Thank you very much. Anyway, right. Yeah, to be honest with you, I think it was not too bad today. In the first half, I was actually quite happy with the team. I saw a bit of goal. Kane could have scored the free kick and stuff. But then going on to the second half, when Sissoko came on, it just kind of went dead from there. And then we let in those goals, didn't we? So, and the penalty was a penalty, but I mean, it was a soft penalty for me. The thing that I was positive about, though, I've got to say this though, watching Gareth Bale, he looked a bit better today, and he looked a bit fight. I know it's 3-0 down, but that's the positives I'll take from the game, I would say. But we just need to move on and think about Wolfsburg on Thursday at the moment. So that's the way I'm looking at it.
I actually can't. I'm going to explain. There's nothing good about that. There is nothing, not one thing to move on from. This is why. No. This is why we have low ambition, because of this. We need to move on. No, we need to crucify them for it and start sorting it out. Because I'm sorry, I'm not having this mentality of we're moving on from every loss we have. Like, I'm sorry, this is just not okay. Oh, let's just move on. It's fine. So we can't say anything bad about them. No, they were all terrible.
No, but I'm not saying.
It's not okay. No, this is why everyone's
Can I just say
base.
something?
This is why everyone says our older fan base has no ambition because they don't.
I know, but
Other than my dad, shout out my dad.
Why I respect you, you understand the situation. You see what I'm saying? And
I understand the situation. We played like crap, and we have a manager that doesn't like to go forward. So yes,
I know,
understand the situation.
but can I just interject? There's no point of getting angry when you understand the situation. At the moment, we've got the squad that we've got at the moment. Okay, these are the squad that we've got at the moment until the end of the season. Okay, so he needs to make the best of the squad at the moment. I agree with you. He needs to take responsibility. He needs to take responsibility. Yes, 100%. Because I'm fed up with Tottenham fans saying it's not his fault. It is his fault. These squad players are on his watch at the moment. Okay, so he needs to take responsibility. Yes, we're not going to get rid of him. We are not getting rid of him. Okay, so what needs to happen is that we need to all come together now. All the squad needs to come together now. We can't hear all these stories about infighting and everything else because it doesn't help the squad. It does not help the squad at all. And we need to all come together and try and win the Europa League. We need to win the Europa League. Okay? If we win the Carabao Cup, great. Blue Peter badge, great. But what I'm trying to say is that we need to. Pardon?
We don't cross the halfway line. How are we supposed to win anything? I just don't understand. I just don't understand how this is okay. I just don't understand how.
You know what,
Eleanor, just before you finish, Terry.
I understand what Eleanor's saying here. Like you keep.
Let me just finish, Terry.
Let me just hear any bad news in the press.
Let me just.
Don't want to hear any negatives. We don't want to hear that.
No, Terry.
We don't want to hear that Hugo Lloris.
Terry, can you just
we don't want to hear that Jose Mourinho doesn't cross the halfway line.
I just want to address Eleanor.
Burying your head in the stand, Alex, isn't going to make the football better. It just isn't, Alex. It isn't going to make the football better.
If you're not, let me just interject, please, because you're not let me address Eleanor. Okay, what I'm saying to you is no point of getting angry about it. Okay.
Why?
All I'm saying is that we've got the squad we've got at the moment. Okay, I know it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Okay, you know I don't like Jose. But he's not going nowhere. You know what I mean? You know as well as I know he's not going nowhere. So he needs to make the best of these players. Okay, he does need to make the best of these players.
Okay, Alex.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay, I understand your frustration.
Alex, I thank you. I've got some super chats I've got to do here. The first one from Aaron, who says, Eleanor, it's a question for Eleanor. Eleanor, who would replace Jose? I said months ago that Didier Deschamps or Gasperini, but if Levy kept Poch, then maybe this wouldn't happen. Have you got anyone out there that you would like to come in and replace the manager with, Eleanor? Is there any particular one that someone you see as being ideal for this squad?
You're on mute, hon.
No, I think your microphone disconnected earlier and you've got to reconnect it. That's why it was sounding a bit janky. We'll all just wait. It's fine.
Harry Redknapp.
If you say Harry Redknapp, I think Anita's going to go off. We've got another.
I'm going to lose it.
Speak. El? There we go. Boom, you're back.
Okay, 1 second. I don't know what happened.
And yeah, that's better.
I can't even see. All right, yeah.
Can I just address this super chat?
No. Listen, Ellen asked the question, then we'll come to you, Alex.
I'm just going to answer the question, and then you can address what you want. For me, I genuinely, at this point, obviously, it's pretty clear we're not going to sack him until the summer, because we have a final, and apparently it doesn't matter how low we go in the table because no one cares. So yeah, I don't think we're going to sack him. I would, if we have serious ambitions, I understand that there's problems, but go out for Marco Rose. And I watch Gladbach a lot, so people tell me I don't watch Gladbach. I actually do, because I love the way he plays football. Go out for Marco Rose, or do the But I don't say anything right, do I?
I watch Gladbach a lot.
But yeah, I do though. I genuinely know. You can ask whoever you want. I actually do. But yeah, I would like Rose or Nagelsmann, obviously, but that's not going to happen. So I'll go all out.
Sweet as. Thank you very much, El. We're only bantering you. We know what it's like. So you want to address this super chat, Alex? Go for it.
Well, firstly, okay. You don't. Thank you, Elena, for inviting David Harris on your show, by the way, because he's a brilliant guy, by the way. Yeah, and we had some fantastic panelists as well. I've got to big up the panelists as well. Yeah, we might not agree as Tottenham fans what we need, because I don't agree with David Harris. He loves Jose Mourinho, and we had an argument on one other stream. Yeah, but as Tottenham fans, we still come together all together, as far as I'm concerned. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry, Jerome. I appreciate your super chats and everything else, but let's just respect each other and each other's views, okay? Because just because I don't like Mourinho doesn't mean I'm not a Tottenham fan. So I'm sorry. Stop being disrespectful. And I'm going to say this to you, Terry. Please, can you support me on this? Because I think it's absolutely
Mourinho, and I'm
disrespectful.
definitely a Tottenham fan.
You know what I mean? Absolutely disrespectful that people are talking.
Mourinho is not good.
Yeah,
Because I've heard people have a go and say, "Why I'm on the terrace? I am on the terrace."
Alex.
And I've had enough of it.
Alex. The one thing we pride us, barring people attacking somebody's immutables, there's no echo chambers on the football terrace. So if somebody wants to say you're a fake fan, they can say you're a fake fan. If you want to say Jose Mourinho is the greatest manager in the world, you can say it. It's no echo chambers. So I think you're a proper Tottenham fan. You just have a particular way of supporting them. It's as simple and straightforward as that. We've got to take the banter. We've got to take the...
I'll take the banter.
Terry, what I'm confused about, where are Tottenham fans getting all this chess from? I'm so confused. You lost to the best team in the league. It's not like you're going to
win
rubbish, man. It's the manner in which they did.
Win anyway.
It's the manner in which they did.
Guys, we're going to move on a little bit because I want to get back to City for a moment. Before I do that, we've got a super chat here from Paul Ross. He says, imagine being Firmino and having teeth brighter than your future. And Spurs are done. Simple as that. Sorry, not sorry. Have a good day. See you later, Terry. Enjoy the context, or I think I meant content, maybe context. I say context a hell of a lot on here. Paul Ross, big supporter of Football Terrace, means a great deal to us here. Thank you. But I want to speak here a little bit about Silky Ilkay Gundogan. I think I was looking at this earlier, I wrote it down, 11 goals and 1 assist this season. It's 8 goals in his last 10 games. Aiden, is he on his way to being player of the year, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think he is. I think, like you said, earlier, you said Bruno Fernandes is probably one of his only real competition. I think there's other members of the City team that can feasibly win it. If like people like Diaz, if they go on and win the league, I think he's a feasible option. But I think the thing about Gundogan is that when you think about players like Fernandes, or you think about like a polar opposite at the moment, at least like Pogba, you have the eye test versus efficiency. Bruno doesn't necessarily pass the eye test, but he's efficient. But someone, for example, like Pogba or Thiago, aren't as efficient, but they'll pass the eye test. Like, technically, they're very, very good. I feel like Gundogan, as well as being athletic and being very, very pressure resistant, he does that in both. He does both of them together. And I think when you've got a player like that is not only pressure resistant, that is not only good on the ball, that can not only thread a pass, but also is efficient, finishes the chances when he gets them, and knows when to come up with a goal. I feel like you've got the perfect player there, really. I think he's going to be a perfect player for City this year when they just want some consistency. And I think him stepping up is testament to the way Pep has instilled a mentality in this team that get rid of Aguero and De Bruyne, and you've still got people like that will step up. Like, I'm sure if Gundogan was poor, you get someone like Foden step up. And I think he's 100% on his way. If he keeps this up, he could be, player of the year. And we've got Champions League to come up. Will he continue this form into the CL? And I think the CL is a lot more slow, a lot more technical. I think it will suit him. So it's the only way is up for him at the moment.
Silky Ilkay. Where did you get that from, Terry?
I completely and utterly stole it from you. But there's a lot of sayings that have become very popular. I'm not going to say them all on here, out of the football terrace, but it's where they stem. Even people singing songs, even people singing songs have become very popular recently. But that is true. It is Silky Ilkay. I like it. I agree with what Aiden said there.
Can I get
he's doing the best thing in the world. When you're a player that looks technically good, you have outputs, you are world class. And that for me is something that's imperative. And that's why everyone that has a different preference. So I tested a preference thing, and preferences are hard to argue. I always say my favorite singer in the whole world is Lamar Abika. Big up yourself, brother. But no one really buys his records other than me and a few other people and the rest, he's 7 other fans. So I know he isn't the best in the world, but I prefer him. Ilkay Gundogan, to get the goals he's getting, he's stepping up in that void of KDB and he's pushing them towards the Premier League title. There's no doubt. What's your thoughts on him, Neats? Player of the season so far for you?
Player of City season, 100%. I think like we got to give Pep his props here as well, because Pep has literally made him that new talisman. Like all of his other people are out. So Raheem Sterling's not scoring like he used to. We ain't got David Silva no more. Kevin De Bruyne's out injured. Who's next to step up? Of course, that's always going to be up to the manager and up to the player's attitude as well. So it's a combination of things. And I always want to give credit to a manager where it's due, because when KDB went out, a lot of people said, "Oh, they're gonna go on a run of losses or draws and stuff," because KDB was literally the talisman. And now, somehow or another, Pep has managed to make Gundogan that same type of talisman and that scary type of person in midfield. So yeah, big up him. I don't think he's gonna be player of the season like PFA, but if he keeps running if he keeps going like this, and I'm not sure when De Bruyne is back as well, then he's got a good chance for it. But definitely City's player of the season, because he has stepped the hell up, honestly.
But Terry,
Yes, Alex.
Terry, I just wanted to step in there. Yeah, you laughed at me when you said that it's not about coaching. Yeah, that's just proving my point about coaching for me.
What?
Okay, when you've got a good coach who understands evolution, understands evolution. Okay, that's the result of a good coach. Okay, and it's so undervalued in people's eyes. You know, a coach that understands a value of how to evolution players. That just proves it. With absolutely.
Alex, I'm struggling. When did I laugh at you for saying good coaches don't elevate players? Did I ever denounce that? I can't ever remember doing that.
No. Okay, let me just explain to you again, because sometimes you just don't understand me. What I'm trying to say to you is, when you have a good coach who understands how to develop a player, understands the progression throughout their tenure over 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons, that's the result of how you get the result of what you see with Goodwin at the moment. You see, and you can see what work he's doing on the training field. He's been drilled and everything else. You can see it all there.
I understand that, but I don't understand why you're having a pop at me. I've always said that.
No, I'm not having a pop at you. I'm just saying that you
literally singled me out and said I would never.
You have though.
Gal, there's a super chat here for you, Alex. Actually, that says I would like to show my appreciation to Alex for being such a great panelist. He never talks any dribble and always stays on topic. Man like Alex getting bigged up there. Jordan says, "Hi Terry, this Carabao Cup final Spurs are in should not keep Jose in a job. Spurs had to beat Stoke and Brentford to reach the final." I know Eleanor will love seeing that. Igal, you were going to speak, bro.
The whole soundtrack for this whole match reaction today was Poch was just a manager that I used to know. That's what you guys are singing literally the whole time. You guys just get it out. You guys still miss Poch. You guys miss your opportunity. Let's be real. The whole thing about this whole team, everything, you guys have been imposters this whole time, dressed up as Arsenal, thinking you guys can finish top 4 every single year, get up there, try to win a league, try to do something. You guys have been dressed up as us. This is Masked Singer, and Tottenham were dressed up as Arsenal for the past 5-7 years. You guys missed your opportunity. You had one of the best right backs. You had one of the best left backs. You had one of the best defenses in the league. You had one of the best midfields. You had one of the best teams throughout the whole thing. You had one of the best up-and-coming managers, and now reality hit. You guys were overachieving. You face a team that knows how to rebuild, knows how to retool their team, knows how to actually defend, knows how to attack. And guess what happens? You guys get smoked. So at the end of the day, I don't know why you guys are still coming out here every single day talking about Pochettino this, Pochettino that. We need a coaching. We need this. We need that. Pochettino is just a manager that you used to have. It's over. It's over. Move on.
And Agal, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I just want to interject. I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's mentioned Poch?
That was absolute dribble that you just said.
No, you're talking about coaching.
I don't think you said it came out my mouth. I don't know what's come out my mouth.
You're talking about coaching. Who are you directing that towards?
It never came out my mouth. That's the first thing. Second thing, just to make it clear. Well, Arsenal at the moment.
My point is, you guys are impersonating a big club. Doesn't matter where we are. You guys used to always talk about. You guys always used to talk about when. Listen. Your greatest ever defender. Left us. And let him finish.
Okay, go on. I'll let you make your point.
No. Your greatest ever defender knew that in order to win trophies, he had to leave and come to the red side of North London. So at the end of the day, even your legends know what's up. Berbatov knew he couldn't win nothing at Tottenham. He had to leave. Harry Kane right now, 3 years ago, did an interview. Harry Kane 3 years ago did an interview with Thierry Henry. 3 years from now, I want to win the league or Champions League. I want to win major honors. Guess what? He still hasn't won that.
Egal.
Every player wants to
I'll let
win.
Aiden take this because Aiden said it. I'm not going to say his thunder. What did you? Aiden just said something there.
Van Persie, like the way you're like trying to act like we haven't done the same. Like Arsenal, I think. Do you know what I think? Yeah, I think this debate. Like, I don't think anyone brought up Poch, and I think your assumption that people were referring Poch when talking about coaching, like Poch, coaching isn't a Poch thing; it's a manager thing. Just because someone wants a good coach doesn't mean they want Poch back. I think all Spurs fans are frustrated at is the fact that, you know, like people have said, they're not asking for them to be winning a CL. They're just asking them to play decent football. It's boring to watch them. It's so, I couldn't imagine watching Spurs every week, just boring. I mean, I could actually because I'm a Man United fan, so I know how they feel. They're not asking them to go win the CL, like you're saying. They're not expecting that. They just want on a basic level. Let me finish.
They're not a big club.
They just want on. I think any football club, doesn't matter who you are, irrespective of what club you are, can expect decent football that is played to a competent level. That's fine. They're not asking to go win the league or the CL. They're just asking not to get pammed by a top six club. And I think when you got the players like that, you got a manager like Mourinho, that's a fine expectation. That's completely fine. And they got to the Champions League final recently. The last Champions League final you got to, I was 4. You were 2006. So that should tell
who gave them that?
You can't be talking about standards,
who gave them the expectation?
I mean,
who gave them the expectation? Who gave them the expectation?
There's nothing wrong with Spurs fans expecting just a decent level of being drilled well and playing to a competent level.
Adrian, can I just say something to you, mate? Because I love your energy, mate. Terry, fantastic. I love this edition, by the way. Love this edition.
I'm Simon.
I think you just summed it up perfectly.
Simon Cowell social is what I'm saying. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, that group of players are very, very good still. Okay, I'm not having it saying that those players are not very good. Bergwijn's very good. Lamela, until he gets injured, is very good. Moira's got something in him. You know, Bell's still got it because he's shown a little bit today. Okay, Ali's got the ability. Kane obviously has got the ability. Son, you know, there's so many players there that are very, very good at the moment.
Alex,
it's just about the right players to get the best out of them. And that's it.
Alex, you're lying to yourself. You're lying. To
David,
I've got two things. Alex,
if you want to go there, mate, we can go there all day, mate.
Alex, I let you finish. Let me finish now.
Carry on then. I'll give you a 25-minute monologue then, mate. Let's go then, mate.
My first point is, why is Spurs and Arsenal such like its own little mini league? Whenever you man are always dead, you're always together. Like honestly, you guys move like you're glued together.
Is that all the banter you can give me?
No,
you can't give me that. That's not even banter, Bob.
I'll give you some banter. How close are you?
That's not even original, Bob.
Let me give you some.
Hey, boys, dig a hole for yourself. Dig a hole for yourself. Dig a hole for yourself.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. Let me go through this. There you go, mate. Dig a hole. There you go. There you go. Okay.
This guy.
He's coming now, mate. Oh, he's coming now, mate.
Alex, did you just come?
Yeah, he's running like that.
Okay, I'll go for your start. Actually, let me whip out your starting 11 today because it wasn't great. But anyway, so you have Lloris in goal, who's past it. Ben Davies, who's awful. Eric Dyer, who's about as good as his name. Davinson Sanchez, who's awful. Tanganga, who's young but he's still dead. Ndombele, who runs in a straight line but don't really do much. Højbjerg, who's giving away pens now. He's not even good no more. Lucas Moore, he's still living. Hold on. I'll let you finish.
He got tackled one time. He got back up.
You have Moura.
That's Højbjerg.
You have Mora, who's still living off like he's in Amsterdam. You got Son. You got Son, who's good, but he's not world class. You got Lamela, who's still trying to pay off his
the best South Korean, and then the best player.
He's the best South Korean of all time. Wow, that's impressive. It's not like he's got much competition, is it? And then you got Harry Kane.
You're due to have some in your team,
and then Harry Kane who wants to get out of your club.
You know
I'm
what I mean?
sorry.
You're treated to have some of your teammate.
Your team ain't good enough right
Oh
now.
yeah, that's
okay?
good for you, mate. Yeah.
Your team is
Yeah,
where
no,
it's supposed to
good,
be.
mate.
bro.
Yeah,
Your
is
team
that,
is where
that's
it's
all you
supposed
got,
to be.
mate. Is that all you
Your
got?
team's not
Is
good
that
enough.
all you got?
Cool.
Listen,
Cool. Slow it down a bit now, people. That's great. Alex, you make me die, brother. You are very.
Sorry, Terry.
But you're funny. There's a comment here for Igal that says Igal, Nasri, Van Persie, Sangya, Chamberlain, Clichy, all left and won league titles. Please stop. Arsenal are
okay.
now.
Okay, what league titles have Tottenham won? They've won 2 league titles, the same as Preston, North End, Derby, Burnley, and Portsmouth. What are you guys talking about?
Okay, but Gal,
but they're not expecting to. That's what I said. They're not expecting
Who
to.
made them a top 6 club? They're not a freaking top 6 club. You guys, you fans from other clubs denounce them as a top 6 club. They're going to win the league.
Gal,
no, they're not a top 6 club.
Gal, do you know what makes them a top 6 club? It's a top 6 club is what a team. It's a financial stroke league positional thing. It's called the Big 6, not the top 6. So you got to get the terminology right here. They're part of the Big 6 in England from a financial standpoint. Okay. Also, in recent years, over a 4, 5, 6 year period, regularly in the Champions League, in the Champions League final, in title races on and off, that puts them into that space. Equally, just like the football terrace, we cover the Big 6 plus 1, which means we cover City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Leicester, and plus 1 Arsenal. We keep you in. You're too big to drop out. Who put Spurs into that Big 6? The Premier League did, Sky did, BT did, the fans did, we all did, and we want Spurs part of it. I wouldn't want to see Spurs drop out of that. It wouldn't be great for banter. Baz here says, so when our Let Me Finish t-shirts are going to be available to sell? I think, you know what, me and Alex should go into partnership on that, do an equity share and do some Let Me Finish t-shirts. I think people would definitely buy them, bro, 110%. David, no offense, pal, calm the banter. Chelsea scraped by Barnsley. That's from Jason to
And
David.
if we draw against Newcastle, we go 4th.
Period, Paul.
There we go.
Terry, can I just say something? On fairness to Chelsea fans, Tuchel's doing very well at the moment. So I have to say that. I have to say that. Even though I think you treated Lampard badly, you know, he's making the right noises. You know what I mean? He's saying the things that Poch and Klopp said. So, yeah, they have got a good manager. They have got a good manager. So
They definitely have, and they're going to go into the top 4 this weekend. There's no doubt. Hopefully, United can get scrape ourselves a little 1-0 victory. Do you know what I mean? Put ourselves back second. There we go. That's where we're at.
Also, just to interject again.
Oh, yep.
I know I'm going to give you a bit of an ego, but you are right. Tottenham need to make a choice quickly about whether they're going to go with what Jose wants or not, or do something to bridge the gap here between the players and the manager. And I think the Jose wants thing is what I think you are right. You are right. You've been consistent.
Alex, you've been on the football terrace. No, Alex, you've been on the football terrace now a couple of months. You'll realise after a while that I am always right.
Not always right. No,
I'm joking.
Not always right, but you're right on that one.
Very rarely. But listen, like I've always said about Jose Mourinho, when he's happy, he's dangerous. To keep him happy, you give him exactly what he wants. If you're going to give, but what I would say to Spurs fans is this: if Daniel Levy this summer says we're keeping him, and you go big and you buy players, you as fans just have to swallow the pill and be like, we've just got to get behind what he's doing, because Jose is what Jose does. You know, for me,
not doing anything.
Yeah, I can't.
He won the league in November. Remember?
You're not listening to what I'm saying there, but I hear what you're saying.
I just hate when
a good example. Derek Chisora suddenly started being sort of managed by David Hay. Did I expect Derek Chisora to turn into David Hay in terms of stylistically as a fighter? No, because he's still Derek Chisora. You shouldn't. Jose's never going to change. If he took over Barcelona next week, he wouldn't play the Barcelona way. He would play the Jose way. That's what he is. If you want to win the trophies, you let him do that and you let him get on with it unequivocally. Just no drama. Just let him crack on. If you don't and you challenge it and the board challenge it and you don't give him what he wants, it falls apart. The pattern's there. The history's there to see the way that works. Liam says, Igal, who do you rather, Arteta or Ancelotti?
Oh, man, how could you ask that?
There's only one answer, isn't it, Igal, for that, isn't there? Clearly Ancelotti, right?
Champions League winner. But the club chose different, so I'm backing my manager.
So who would you pick? Right now, you could get rid of Arteta and Ancelotti comes in tomorrow. He sits there, blowing on his coffee. Who are you picking?
Right now, you take Ancelotti. Arteta maybe in the long run, but Ancelotti right now.
In the long run?
Yeah, but that's because Ancelotti's old, not because he's going to get worse.
Yeah. That's
literally the only reason.
Yeah. No, I hear
Ancelotti's like 76, man. The only reason why you take Ancelotti is because he'd probably be incapable of managing in a few years. Like that's the only reason.
He's only 61.
Is he? I thought he was old, bro. I thought he was old.
What do you mean you get 70s?
That's the thing. He's got ages. So even so, there's no reason to get Arteta. There's no reason to take Arteta over Ancelotti. Like there's literally no reason. Arteta, I think, shown like elements of potentially being good, but again, like I think he needs to learn the trade. He needs to learn the basics first.
He took Arsenal from what was it, from 6th to 8th, and now it's like 8th to 11th currently.
Yeah, it's not exactly progress, is it? It's a bit of the same stuff, isn't it?
Do you know what? I think the Ancelotti and the Arteta appointment and the Lampard appointment have so many parallels. Just too much too soon, in my opinion. And I think you could end up really damaging the managers in the long term. You really can. But listen, everyone who's tuned in today, thank you so much as always. Back tomorrow. I even forget what games are on tomorrow. I know Manchester United play. I know Arsenal play Leeds. That's going to be a big one. So tomorrow's games will be live after West Brom Man United, and we'll be live after Arsenal versus Leeds. We will be here no matter what for those two games. The Man United podcast is on at 9 p.m. tomorrow night as well. Dinesh here says, Igal, Tottenham have won more European trophies than Arsenal, and in with all the teams who have not won a European trophy, like the likes of non-league teams around Europe. That is true. They have more European trophies than Arsenal, which is very true indeed. Arsenal have none, or maybe they have one.
Yeah, we have two.
Two. What'd you have?
I think it's the Cup Winners' Cup.
They have two.
And what was the other one called? The City something. I forget what it's called.
Fugazi Cups. They don't even exist, man.
That's a weird trophy.
That's the second time today I've been on a stream where someone said the word Fugazi.
It's mad.
You said it this morning when we did Isla's Army. Rory. By the way, you got a massive compliment today, by the way, Eleanor. Rory Jennings contacted me afterwards and was like, "Who's the Chelsea Spurs lady?" I said, "Ella." She said, "Yeah, it goes really strong, really good." It's a big compliment from a man like Rory, because he's like sort of social media royalty in that way. No doubt about it. But listen, everyone who's tuned in today, a massive thank you. Really do appreciate it.
City Fair Cup. That's what it's called.
Like button. Let's get this well past 1,000 likes. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Remember, we're sponsored by Manscaped. You can get up to 20% off of all your male grooming products by using promo code TFT when you're signing up. That still works. Even if you're a repeat customer, you can keep going back, because you have to, you might be out soon. You might be out of your ball wipes. So when you need a new pack of these, get yourselves on there and get it done. And until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you.